My name's Arturo Soriano. Welcome to another episode of Victorious Voices. Here at Victorious Voices, we highlight individuals with lived experience, subject matter experts in the field. We're able to de-escalate violence, cultural proficiency, and most importantly, we're able to connect with the community. Why? Because we are that community and we have that relationship and that access to build healthy communities. Can you introduce yourself?
My name is Hector Martinez. I'm a lead mentor with Youth Empowerment.
Thank you, Hector. And today's quote: the system is there for you to get in, but it's not there for you to let you out. Think about that. The system is in place for you to come in, but it ain't going to let you out. That's just some food for thought, something to think about. Hector, can you tell me a little bit about yourself, your upbringing, and just a little information about yourself?
My name is Hector. I'm 32, and just a little bit about my background. I'm a former gang member. I grew up in Golden Hills. Um, at the age of 17, I was already I was facing life in prison for first degree murder, and well, I was a minor. Getting charged as an adult. So when I got locked up, right, I got locked up for some warrants, but they were just building up a case on me. I had like 3 months left, and next thing you know, boom, they gave me new charges, which is murder. It took me about like on my 18th birthday, I got transferred to county jail, and not even a year, like 2 years, I was already found guilty for first degree murder, bro. And it's just crazy because I had a paid attorney, right? But I didn't feel like they put their whole effort, like the whole process. I met other people that were there for like 3 or 4 years fighting their cases, but then it took me like less than a year just to go to trial, preliminary and everything, just find me guilty. So I'm just like, man, what kind of fucked up shit is that? I feel like I wasn't like really good represented. So, long story short, they gave me 56 years to life in prison. At the age of 18, I was already upstate in Donovan Reception.
So you were in the juvenile system and then you were tried as an adult. And then you transferred to the county jail. And then from there, you went to Donovan. What year was that?
That was in 2011, the beginning of 2011, January 13.
Okay. Of 2011?
11.
Damn, I feel old, man. Okay. You just, woo, I was in prison in 93. Yeah, 90, 93, 94. I remember going into Centinela, and I remember there was the Chargers and the 49ers, the Super Bowl. We lost that Super Bowl. So that's just a memory. When you're talking, I'm having memories of me being in that situation, and it's unjust. It's unjust for juveniles to be tried as an adult. And the reason being is impulse control, like you're active, you're energetic, your decision making is not as sharp. And so being in that situation to hold somebody responsible for a life term to what, 50 years?
Yeah, 56.
56 years? How'd that make you feel, man?
Man, well, at that time, like honestly, I just had a fucked up mentality, right? I'm just like I was stressed. Man, the trial process was like I was stressed, bro. Waking up at 4 in the morning, getting that bus, coming to the late bus, just being the whole day in tank. It's just like having these people decide your pretty much having your life in their own hands, right? So man, it took a toll on me, bro. At the time, I started using drugs. I didn't care, bro. I was just like, man, everything's about my gang and fuck everybody else. But yeah, it just took a toll on me. I just wanted to get it over with. The trial that, to be sincere with you, I didn't even cry when I got sentenced alive. I just like got this fucking big weight off my shoulders, bro. That shit it was fucking me up mentally, bro. It was fucking me up. And all I remember is when the judge slammed the what's it called, the little thing, right? He slammed it and he was like, "Oh well, Hector Martinez, we sentenced you to 56 years to life in prison." Like I was speechless, bro. I didn't say anything. I was just like, I was processing through my head like, man, fuck, like it's some real shit, bro. Like I'm fucking never getting out, right? So yeah, it's a fucked up feeling. I'm not gonna lie, it's a fucked up feeling. I don't wish that upon nobody, but I'm just like, man, fuck it. It is what it is. Let's go. You know, let's go to the next. Let's go to prison. Let's get this shit. Let's get this ball rolling.
Yeah, it's intense. Like the courtroom, the drama behind it, the lawyers, the DA, the judges, the jury, the uh, victims' families, the whole nine yards, right? Like everybody's being affected. And as you're talking, man, I put myself right in that. And for me, I shed a tear. Like I just like put my head down, but I could hear my mama's howling in the courtroom, like crying, like crying. I'm like, oh man, now I'm angry. So you went into prison feeling anger, disappointment, and you just like, did you ever think that you were gonna have hope to being out?
Oh no, no, definitely not, bro. Like I grew up in a religious family. My family's Catholic. You know, I mean, I never like praise the word, right? But I always say my prayers at night and all that. So the moment the judge sentenced me to life, bro, I lost faith. I lost everything. I'm telling you, I just got it in my head, like, bro, you're never gonna get out. You know, just like, you just accept it. This is you. This is your new life.
And that made you bitter, huh?
Yeah, for sure. I had a lot of anger, bro. Like I didn't know how to deal with that.
How about resentment? Like just the system,
Yeah,
like that saying, like the system of it's easy to get in, but now it's so hard to get out, right?
correct.
And for your situation, it's a possibility that you got in, you would have stayed out, but then a law passed, which is 1437, correct? Can you tell us a little bit about 1437?
I mean, 1437. I I don't remember exactly what year it went through, right? But I remember hearing about it because like back then when I started doing my time, like bro, you even have life. It could be 7 years to life. You know, anything next with like with the L next to it, it guarantees it doesn't guarantee you nothing. Like you could be there forever, bro. So like me personally, I never seen a at that time. I never heard of a lifer getting out or lifer going aboard and paroling. That shit's just like unheard of, bro. So I remember talking to one of the homies in the yard, and he's like, "Man, this law passed. You know, it might help us out." And I was kind of excited, because I went through my first appeal in 2018, got it dropped to second degree murder for like a different law, which is the Bobby Chew case. So I'm like, man, you know what? Like, man, hopefully it goes through. And I remember, we just had like this excitement, and fast forward, like I believe like 2 years, I was already waiting to go back to I received a letter from my attorney like, hey, bro, will you qualify for 1437, this and that. And I'm like, okay. So I was all excited. I'm like, yeah, there's hope. Like, let's go, let's do this. But next thing you know, COVID comes. So I'm just like, oh fuck. COVID comes, so I'm screwed, bro.
The plague comes.
So everything just like shut down, bro. So I'm just like, damn, what the hell? So during the whole process, like now I'm getting harassed by cops, telling me like, oh yeah, well you're getting validated as a Lomas gang member. And I'm like, bro, come on, bro. Like at the end of the day, they know what inmates doing what. I'm like, I don't do shit. I'm stay out the way, bro. Like, why you fucking with me? But I just thought it was like a little retaliation from the DA because they already knew like, okay, well, this dude got a high possibility of going home, so we can't keep him forever. I mean, but I mean, at the time, I still had life, right? So, yeah, bro. Like, well, eventually, I had started having my course through Zoom, and then it was just a matter of time before I go back to the county.
So you were bitter, you were angry, you were resentful, and then this 1437 law came, and then you talked about hope. Like you got excited, right? The homies up in there, they start spreading the word. Like, okay, man, we got some excitement. We may have something to look forward to that fit your description of the case that you were charged with. And so COVID-19, you went through that whole process, which that's a whole nother podcast right there, right?
Correct.
But They didn't want to see you coming out, but guess what? They could do things to set you up to not to come out, right? Set you up for failure in them situations and circumstances if that's how they actually feel. And certain officers, they're known for that. And because they feel a certain way, they bring that on to the population that's in prison. So now you get to the county for your 1437 for your hearing, right?
Correct.
And what county did it take you to?
I went to San Diego County Jail and pending transfer to George Bailey, which I was in George Bailey majority of my time. I was there, I believe, like close to 2 years.
You were there for 2 years, huh? Because of COVID and all that, right?
Yeah. I caught COVID. My course started getting canceled. They just started like they were just toying with me. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, well we're not ready for you. Come back in 2 months. Come back in 3 months. Come back in 4 months."
Wow. And so during this time, you had already accumulated how many years in prison?
I believe I was 13 years in at that time.
13 years.
13 or 12, yeah, around there.
Okay. And the lawyer that was communicating with you was the original lawyer?
No, what trip out on this? So I had an attorney, right? She was there, and we were already getting, and it got to the point where I'm like, man, you guys keep fucking playing with me. Like, what's up? Like you guys gotta like tell me something. Like, you guys told me you guys wanted me to come to county. I came to the county, but now you guys are just like, like you guys are not taking into consideration what I'm going through, what I'm dealing with in the county jail, right? So they were like, okay, we hear you out. They brought it up in court, and the judge was like, man, like you guys need to move on with his case. And then like shortly not after, like a week later, I get a call from my attorney, like, hey, well, you know what? I'm gonna drop the case. I can't help you out no more. So now I'm just like, man, what the fuck? Are you fucking serious?
Public defender?
Yeah,
Okay.
public defender.
Okay. And so this is why you were in George Bailey.
Correct.
Okay. So how many months did it go by that you didn't have a lawyer till you connected with your other two?
I believe it was like the process was fast. It was within a month.
Okay.
It was within a month.
Okay. So who was the first uh, lawyer you connected with
Uh, the one that dropped my case.
for your 1437?
Oh, that was man. I forgot her name. I forgot her name. That's how I was just like, man, I don't even remember her name. But
But how about the other two that picked up your case?
okay, it was Kira and Audrey.
Okay. Kira Richards and Audrey.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So shout out to Kira and Audrey, y'all. It's much love for putting in the effort. Much love, and so take us down that journey.
Well, I met them, right? I met them, and then I told them how I felt. Like, man, I've been here for such time, like, and I feel like they don't even like they don't give a fuck about me. So they were like, she was real respectful, she's down to earth, humble, and then she heard me. She's like, man, you know what? I'm gonna do everything that I can to help you out. Like, man, you gonna be good. I remember she always telling me, she always try to cheer me up because I mean it's stressful, bro. Having life, like not knowing if you're gonna get. I mean, there's a possibility, but at the end of the day, nothing's guaranteed, right? So I'm just like, man, fuck. Like, am I gonna get out? Like, what's gonna happen? It's just like, it's stressful, bro. The whole process is fucking stressful. So I just wanted to know if I'm gonna get like. It got to the point where like, okay, look, just tell me yes or no. Am I gonna get out? That's cool. If you don't want to let me out, that's fine. But just send me back to prison. Just like send me back. Send me back if you guys ain't gonna let me out or whatever it is your decision. Just like I want to get it over with.
Yeah, yeah. And so when you're going through that process, Audrey and Kira connect with me, and then they're like, "Man, we got this youngster. He's 32, 31 years old. He got tried as an adult at 17. He still looks young. He still looks like a 17-year-old kid. Can you help him out?" And I'm like, hell yeah, right? And so I remember going into George Bailey's and visiting you and connecting with you, and everything was direct and honest, and my role and what I want to do. And I remember I used to throw little hits like this. Let's get this hurdle out the way, and you might want to come work with youth empowerment, right? You might just want to come work with youth empowerment, right? And so, and I'm telling Kira and Audrey that too, like, man, because when I first met you, you were honest, genuine. I could feel the weight on your shoulders, Like, man, you tired of the bullshit, you tired of the war stories, like you tired of the environment, like and it's hard for a lord to guarantee you like yes, because it's a whole process that goes to it, right? And so that was the unknown. And then you ended up striking a deal where you had to go back to prison for how long?
Um, almost a year,
Almost a year.
almost a year.
But now you knew you were getting out.
Yeah, because I signed for 18 years, and the strike guy, even I remember asking you, like, man, bro, like, there's a lot of dudes coming down from prison and just getting out, with the clean cut, like, okay, like, you know what, we fucked up, boom, you're free to go. So at that time, like, I was like happy, but at the same time, I was feeling played, and cause I'm like, man, I gotta go back to prison, and like, I already give, I ended up giving them more than almost close to 15 years, like, bro, like, I already give you all this, what more do you want from me?
Yeah. Yeah. And so that was a whole nother process of like now you struck a deal. Now you're in this prison environment where anything could happen at a snap of a finger, like just it might not even have nothing to do with you, but things happen in there. And so that's so stressful. Cause before, like, okay, you had a life term, like this is what it is. I have to make myself comfortable. But now you get this like release date. And when that release date comes, they put you in where?
Well, I went back to Centinela Sea Yard, and I remember I was there, right? As soon as I walked in, everybody was like in their cells. I came like during dinner time, so I remember putting all my stuff down, right? And I'm like, damn, like CEOs come up to me like, oh, you're going to such and such cell. I'm like, okay, and then I just seen this dude, right? I seen this dude, so I'm just like looking at him, but like. A homie will come and help you out right away. Like, oh, hey, what's up? Like, just I have a lot of shit, bro. So I remember him just standing right there at the door, just looking at me. And I'm just looking at this dude like, bro, like, come on, are you gonna help me out or what? Like he's about to be my celly. So I'm over there dropping all my stuff. And then after the third trip, he's like, oh, what's up, bro? You need some help?
Oh, hell.
I just look at him, I'm like, like, are you fucking serious? I was like, yeah, I need some help. Okay, so he became my celly. We were there, but he was down for a minute too. He had a lifer. I remember having a conversation with him and just telling him a little bit what I went through, right? And I'm like, oh yeah, well, I'm an ex-lifer. I was over here in this yard, and I just signed a deal, and now I'm gonna go home within a year or 2 years. And all I remember him just looking at me, right? He's just looking at me, and he told me the most fucking selfish shit that I won't forget. And that's what did it for me. That was the first day, bro. After introducing herself, he's like, oh man, there's a lot of lifers that don't want to hear that. So in my head, I was like, bro, like, are you fucking serious? A good homie, a good person will be like, you know what, bro? I'm happy for you. I'm happy you made it.
Yeah. And the thing is that you were a former lifer too. So you were in the same like situation. And so just putting it into perspective, like, right? He's bitter, he's resentful, he's angry, because he don't have a parole date. But you're right. That's something that even when I had a parole date when I was in Pelican Bay, 95% were lifers. And I was just real cautious, like, but even then, like it was time for me to go. Like they embraced me and gave me great mentorship. Like, man, come on, man, go out there and do your thing and don't come back, right? And encourage you. So we have those individuals, but like we also have mentors from in there, like supporting each other, right? And if you're given that opportunity, then what would you do with it, right? So the question here is, what have you done with your opportunity? How did it feel to parole first? Like, okay, this is a reality, right? Like, okay, I could breathe. Like, this is shit for real. How'd that feel? And then what are you doing with your opportunity?
I mean, well, honestly, on my way, I'm actually in the program. I went to a program, and like, I couldn't believe it, bro. I'm right here just like looking at the roads, like, man, what the fuck? I got car sick, I got car sick. I wanted to throw up and all kinds of stuff. I couldn't believe it, bro. Honestly, yeah,
That car.
yeah, I couldn't believe that I was out. I remember I was just like feeling like shit. The first day I'm out, I'm fucking sick as hell, bro. Yeah, I remember I see my mom. Mom started crying, and I got emotional, bro. I haven't hugged my mom in I don't know how many years. She couldn't even visit me for whatever reasons, right? And I'm just like it was surreal, bro. It was like the most beautiful feeling that I ever felt, bro. But I mean, like I remember going out my first time in the street by myself. I got lost. I had a lot of anxiety. I couldn't be around people, bro. Like every car, I'll think like they're after me. It's just like I'm not used to none of this. Like the cars passing by, the bus, like it's just like everything's going so fast. It got to the point where I didn't even want to go out, bro. I'm like, man, you know what? I'd rather stay here. Everybody be like, hey, bro, go out, bro. Put your pants on. I'm like, nah, I'm good. It took me a while to adapt, but
I feel that. Like when I got out of doing my 14 years from the shoe, um, I couldn't sleep for 3 days straight. Like I was like high alert on everything. I felt uncomfortable. My nervous system was going haywire. And it was just like I'm adapting my mind, my body, my spirit, my family. Like, and so that's a whole other process that people don't understand, right? And so now you're MSRP. What is it?
in CRP,
MCRP, male community
Reentry program.
reentry program. You're in there. You're gonna be getting out within a few months. Uh, what are you doing for work now?
Oh well, but now, well, like you mentioned earlier, we I met you like a few years ago. And I remember we had this conversation. I'm like, man, we had a good connection, bro. I'm like, man, this dude's real. And I asked about you, grew up with some of my homies and all that. But I just remember like coming out, reaching out to you, and like, hey, bro, like I'm home. This is my number. And you're like, okay, like don't trip, I got you. And I appreciate like everything, bro. Everything you done for me, I'm forever grateful. And what I'm doing now is I'm helping out the youth. Kids around my age, high school kids between 14 and 17. That's when I struggled the most. I was living the fast life, you want to call that. I was just all into my gangs, and like I said, my gang became first before my family, bro. So like, I'm just trying to help out like the youth not make the same mistake that I made. I'm trying to like be there for them, like mentoring, uh just with one-on-ones, how to cope with feelings. And we're just sharing like a little bit of my life story, bro. Like I just at the end of the day they're our future. Our kids are our future. So I mean if I could pave the way for them, I'm like, look, bro, okay, you either do this or do that. You go to games, like, look, this is the outcome, bro. Like I've been there, I've done that, and I don't wish that upon nobody. Prison's like prison's a fucked up place to be at, bro.
It's a messed up place to be at. And the way I look at it is the individuals there, we all have unresolved trauma and things from our past and all these causative factors that have contributed to our behaviors and our decisions and our environment and all that included, right? And so you got all this testosterone in there, man. And I remember going into the county jail and I'm telling you about the job at Youth Empowerment, and you're like kind of okay, not too sure, because you talked about plumbing or electrician in union, something like that, right? I was like, just whatever you want, man. But you know what? This is what we're doing over here. And so now you're a lead mentor with Youth Empowerment. Like, we want to see you grow within the organization. You're also going to school, right? City College. Yeah. So you're getting an education. And man, I don't I'm gonna put it in short words, like no fancy, well, we got your back. You know what I'm saying? We got your back all the way. Want to see you grow, want to see you get your own car, get your own apartment, your own place, be situated, be comfortable, have your family. Do you have kids?
I don't have kids. Not yet. Not that I know of.
Okay. And so, look, you came in 17 and you still looking 18, 19, man. You're looking real young and you got your whole life in front of you. And so we got your back. You're in organizations where like we're all family, want to see you grow and achieve whatever goals and dreams that Hector has. So we're gonna do a checkout. Uh, the checkout is your name, how you feeling, and what's a goal that you have for next year.
All right. My name's Hector. I'm feeling honored and blessed to be here. You know, I'm forever, like I said, I'm forever grateful with the youth empowerment. So I'm gonna stick around for a while, bro. You know, that's what I love doing. You know, just helping out the next man and the community. And my goal for the next year is obviously just be off paperwork, be off parole because I mean I can only do so much. You know, I'm very limited to what I can do and just have my license in my car.
Okay, excellent. My name's Arturo. I feel blessed and motivated by your journey. Like to see your growth excite me. It fuels me. It's a coping skill for me. Like seeing other people's success. Like, and I be marinating on things because my mind just like runs all over the place, right? And I'm like, man, I'm fucking proud of this guy, man. Like, and I'll send Kira, a little text or a little picture, and Audrey, like, look, your hole in one and your little right, like, yeah, right, because we get excited for your growth, man. That's just straight up, okay. And a goal for me is my time, just like learning how to manage my time and being able to be with the community, being present when I'm with them, and then my family, my kids, my wife, and my time. So thank you. And thank you for listening to Victorious Voices. We'll see you the next episode. Gracias.